10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time. Dire team ban. Phoenix's turn to pick.
Invoker.
Dire team pick. Ten seconds remaining.
Welcome back, guys. We are here again. Game number 2, MVP against ACA coming up straight away for the ESL One Frankfurt South Division qualifiers for Gareth and JD Studios, and we've got a draft for you. Arena up against MVP Phoenix. A little bit one-sided. MVP definitely hit their stride and ran away with things a little bit. Thanks for all your tacos in chat. I can definitely pick. Chance, please deliver me some food.
I'm also hungry. Do you want to go get some food and cancel this cast?
Should we meet halfway? Where's halfway between Berlin and wait, you're not in Joburg, are you? Cape Town?
I'm in Cape Town, yes. Yeah, so it's probably not quite as north as East. Be like
Zimbabwe. Let's just meet. Let's meet in Zimbabwe, shall we?
Too south, I think. I think it'll take you too long.
Tanzania.
Yeah, that's a little bit better. We could go there. We could also watch the game and hope that it's such a great distraction that we're hungry.
Such a crowd pleaser, aren't you?
And I like that. I mean, ACA's draft is the exact opposite of last game so far, right? It's like they were like super greedy, let's farm a lot, and now it's like they open a bounty and pack is like the most aggressive opening I've seen in a while. Bounty Hunt has been very popular in the recently. 5, 6, 7k. I'm not thinking K, but 5 or 6k MMR pubs. Bounty Hunter seems to just be in every single game right now, so I've been training a bit in SEA as well. I know that there's some teams that really like it, and in Europe there's Ad Finum, the Greeks just pick it almost every game unless it's banned against them. So I don't know what it is, like what at this stage in the patch Bounty just comes back into huge popularity, because I feel like it had dipped for time.
10 seconds remaining.
It was always very popular when you wanted to try and like zone out the mid laner against those pesky mid laners. Then Earth Spirit came in, had a similar role, but they removed the vision from the fact to have the track. It's kind of about him, but didn't value him quite as highly. But still gives you a lot of gold in the mid game if you get those team fights rolling. Area sniping and looking forward and things like that still also vitally important for you. MVP Phoenix is such a strong opener for them. Do Earth Spirits, QO or MP Invoker, banning out all the nasty little heroes as well. Venge, Outrider, Sven, Gyro, all these kind of ramp up heroes that can get that one item and roll and fight. Or Acion Arena, banning out a lot of 4-ev heroes here, you know, they get rid of the Mensch, that's fair enough. Lone Druid and Beastman. Still allowing, you know, Tide Hunter and Nyx and all this nonsense for 4-ev, it's not banning against offlaners at Atch.
Yeah, I almost feel like Beastmaster and Lone Druid are the most, and the Ench actually, those are the really annoying ones to deal with only one support. Because you pick the bounty hunter, you usually don't want it. I mean, some teams have done that, they've kept their bounty in the safe lane, but usually the bounty wants to harass the off lane in the mid lane. And so you protect your safe lane from the scary off laners so that with only one support it'll still be fine.
Good. Early mid control here. Park Bounty should give a time in lane. Time in lane
Reserve
anyway.
time.
So it adds into that as well with the first haunt of the game, often a tipping kills out of it, and if they earn already up, you get the charges going a hell of a lot
And
with it.
Bans the bans even more now. Like all those 3 offlaners they banned, Spectre and one support, no matter which support it is, will just lose against any of those offlaners. So with those arts, I don't know, like what's the next best? Yeah, is AcA, is it?
I think Darkseer plus Earth Spirit, you pressure the Spirit, you've got the combo of like vacuum into meatball and stuff like that. Come on. You plan to pick it up yourself here.
Does sound about right, and they could pick it up. I mean, it's very good with Bounty, but they go back to the Nature's Prophet. They seem to like it. It's got that, you know, you can TP into ganks with the Bounty and the spit, got the global element. You got that reach. MVP do not take the Darkseer, so leaving their offlaner right toward the end, and ACA could ban that Darkseer now. And I think say the Darkseer is banned. What's like the remaining best offlaner for pressuring the Spectre lane early on?
10
Tide
seconds
Hunter?
remaining.
I feel like if you get the right supports, you can draw a Tide Hunter. I mean, yeah, Disruptors, example, Riot Mage can do pretty well as well. And Tide doesn't necessarily synergize with the Earth Spirit, right? That's the nice thing about the Darkseer, you can send it up there and go together, but ban the Void, which that's also a very troublesome offlaner for one support to deal with, although again, Disruptor does pretty well against him.
Fan out from MVP. That solid lane support. Lion is always the one that kind of comes to mind. The double disables, incredibly good. So when you've got a bounty hunter who's going to be roaming around, you don't want to be dealing. You don't want to just allow that easy line pick, right? Do so much from that 5 position. Well, without items, well, with one blink dagger, farm with name, then of course almost one hit kill onto people like. Oh, now though, so we've kind of looked at and touched on, could be a good zoning support set up with the pretty nicely.
10 seconds remaining.
Zoning support, we saw them go for the dazzle before. We've seen them pick Venomances in the past. I do like their Oracle. Be something they aim towards.
Reserve time.
That could preempt Darkseer as well.
Exactly.
So I've not seen. By the way, statistically, Darkseer beats Oracle more often than it loses, and few of the recent games I've seen Oracle try to zone out Darkseer. The Darkseer sort of did fine. Ended up getting level 4 or 5, like maybe a bit less CS, but still got value from the lane. And I think with the Earth Spirit there, I think that honestly, I just still think. Suppose that the concern here is that the Bounty Hunter can just go there anyway. That's really the concern, because MVP would almost certainly just be forcing that aggression if they know that it's just a Spectre and one support, and then ACA would have to be thinking right now only about that, which support's going to protect the Spectre all on its own.
What about
5 seconds remaining.
Leaves you lacking in stuns, but let's go for the Disruptor. I was thinking about like the roll in from Earth Spirit, you global silence, you stop spins, you stop Omni Slash, you stop Witch Doctor ult, and you can zone out the Darkseer if it comes, but I don't know, I'm just putting so much thought towards me definitely picking up the Darkseer. It's not sure, it's not for certain, so better all round one for in this case.
Yeah, Disruptor's a nice pick, yeah. Sometimes I feel like Disruptor Bounty as a support combo is a bit all in the sense that they neither of them have any kind of defensive capabilities at all. So get onto the back foot and MP is the aggressor early on in the game. You're gonna have trouble because Spectre is a hero that needs a little bit of farm, needs to start getting involved in the haunts, but normally when even if Spectre's behind and you start getting value with haunts, it's because the other heroes in your team are doing well. And supports aren't doing well. I mean, Nature's Prophet can only do so much from the offlane. Is Puck going to do everything alone? So, I mean, on the one hand, Bounty and Disruptor, if they do well early on, together they complement each other so well with the track and the glimpse, the snowballing potential is insane. But on the other hand, I just think that they're both quite single dimension. Neither of them wants to play defensively at all. For Doom? Or if Jug, aggressive tri-lane.
Oh, they do
Yeah.
this again?
The pressure. I mean, it's look, you have a bounty answer. Well, I think aggressive tri-lane is a really good way to deal with it because the bounty is not going to be forced to come 3v3. I think the Spectre and Disruptor alone will get annihilated by the tri-lane. They have no chance. But then you've got a bounty answer that is picked 3v3 lane, and I don't think there's a team in the world that would pick a bounty knowingly to put it in a 3v3 lane.
Experience is over the Disruptor plus the Spectre. Voka has a 1v1 against the Puck, or at least has sentries to deal with the bounty hunter coming in. Doom against Nick's Prophet is the one that when we
10
look
seconds
at
remaining.
and wondering how MVP planned to kind of deal with that, but you've got Devour to like eat a Treant, or I guess initially to eat one big creeps, Satyr or a Wild Wing. Wildwing's probably going to be the best just for the armor. Satyr is always good for that HP regen, but armor against the Treants and the right attacks from it. Right here, Dupu already TV rolls aggressively up onto the top lane to place a ward up behind that tower a little bit. Drive Juggernaut, Poor Man's Shield is up, Mocha, QO, and at level 1.
I actually think this is like quite a substantial outdraft. I think with the aggressive tri-lane, it's because this is exactly what I was talking about. Disrupt and Bounty are going to play very badly defensively, and MVP have managed to set up a lane stage that they'll be aggressive from the get-go. So I think this Bounty is going to have to get creative. Like maybe it is. Maybe you just abandon your Spectre with one support and the Bounty tries to put pressure on the other lanes. Because it's definitely conceivable that with the Nature's Prophet they can kill the Doom, or with the Pack they can kill the Invoker.
There's something else I didn't really talk about with the Ring of AcA on Invoker and ODs and stuff. I touched on it with the whole like item slot, not wasting item slots, but usually you'd start with a null first, like expand on it. The fact that you don't go for Dagon or Veil on ODs or Invoker often. I know ODs have picked it up. You made that whole
The battle
guys.
begins.
OD Veil is a meme and then started playing it in pubs, but everyone I've talked to told me it's a completely trash item for OD, and I think I agree with them. But
I like it. But,
really?
Anyway, yeah, I actually like it. Sorry. I'll be the one person who says it's not a trash item for AD. I mean, the problem with the...
bad.
I think problem with it is that there's so many great choices for OD. I think it's like, I think Veil is still like a good thing to buy an OD. It's just not as good as the other things usually. It's like, on an absolute scale, it's on an absolute scale, you're still getting great value for your money if you buy Veil and OD. But on a relative scale, comparing to the other things you can buy, be not the best choice.
Sorry, I'm laughing at the ward battle at mid. QO on this Invoker. 2 sentries placed. Bounty Hunter had 2 sentries, but it's Bounty that wins out in the end, and QO a little bit behind in terms of tank going through them, and now Fly Solo is going to be looking for a career snipe potentially, but sending anything out to him. So what are these lanes look like so far? MP bottom up against the Nature's Prophet. Okay for him. Bounty. Mid. Talk a little bit. QO against G. Top lane where the action is. Acion already taken a pummeling from Dubu while the Juggernaut is up in a 1v1 against Spectre so far. Where is the split offset through this camp? MVPs are getting everything they wanted out of these lanes.
And here's the problem, it's like the reason ACA banned all those strong offlane is because you want to pick a bounty hunter in a position where he's harassing the mid and the offlane, but there's no trade-off for your safe lane. And it's exactly the opposite here. And so there's immense pressure on this bounty hunter. Like he has to get work done in the early game. Yep, the almost foregone conclusion from that top lane is there's going to be kills.
Yeah, I mean,
on the side of MVP.
mid lane was where I was watching. I missed out on the first blood top because mid lane was so action-packed. There was like defensive orb back from G, Fly Solo moves back in onto QO, kill off the Invoker. Probably a more worthwhile kill for them than after that Invoker towards the mid, and now finding a DD rune on your bounty hunter to off them. While up at top, kill them on a disruptor. You know, they're still getting some experience, and you last hits 3 and 0, not the best, being back by forever hell of a lot. QO is being bullied a little bit here by the orbs from G.
And you know, I think QO's death there is almost like, I can just imagine him thinking, we're diving top lane, bounty hunter's probably running there. There's no other explanation for what he does in that
nice kick back, Dubu. Captures Gabby Spectre, not Like gonna finish him off. Gabby gets back into the trees. The Voodoo VP alive. That was well played there. Voodoo actually kicks through the Blade Fury and adds in a ton more damage.
Gonna have to run all the way back to base. Disruptor's gonna be alone for a while and could easily get dire before the Spectre returns, I think. Yeah, this wave gets to the tower, they're gonna die. They're surely gonna die from Disruptor.
Oh,
Even
Duo. Ow. Roll.
Dire's top tower
And
is
walks
under
himself
attack.
away from it. While down the bottom lane, Scamperloo. It's in the trees there, and the Infernal Blade doesn't come out from MP fast enough. To blast, he might have been able to find a solo kill, but light that one. Juggernaut so far leads last hit 23 to 5, and they've
MP is
back
gonna
to
die.
Fountain. Is MP in trouble? A TV backed by the Nature's Prophet. Stops Stout Shield and a Mango, but without the Scorched Earth, the Spectre will come down and help out a little bit.
Dire's
Flames.
structures are fortified.
The very best thing ACA could do, like Spectre's not doing anything top, if you can help a kill bot and get some farm afterwards, it's great. Kyo has been sent another ward to the mid lane now, so the Bounty Hunter can't be making kills there again, so it's really the perfect rotation for them to make. It's the only one that could give any value right now, and good of ACA to recognize that.
Dire's top tower is under
Board lane
attack.
bottom. 4 heroes down in this Radiant jungle trying to deal with what MVP are doing, but they'll take the top tier one. Artie from Forever will give him another spin for the next creep wave, or if they want to play aggressively into the drop shot. Again, making a little wrap around.
Dire's top tower has
What is he
fallen.
looking for though? Because Kiro, 2/3 of his HP, Forge Spirit's ready in a couple of seconds. The TP into the Nature's Prophet will start things off, tanking power with the Treants. Trapped there as well. Kiro gets burnt down by the orb forward. G captures Febby with a plant as well. Now the Dream Coil, they turned it into a 2-0. He gets himself a double kill on his pot.
Yeah, that's, again, very nice
Radiant's
recognition from
middle tower
ACA.
is under attack.
This is an opportunity they
Radiant
have.
structures
Based
are
on where the
fortified.
heroes had been, where they'd all rotated through the enemy jungle and then they're just profiting out the TP in deep. It's a kill they can make that Kyo might not expect stage in the game usually, but Vector's being bullied again in the bot lane, he's gonna die.
And MP just runs at him. Dubu expended all of his HP and mana pretty much in mid lane. Tier 1 drops.
Has been denied.
Duo chased back again by G, but there's no Dream Coil.
Dire's structures
By solo Bounty Hunter, it looks like something. You want the Kyo. Start off with the orb, but it's not going to land. And Kyo sidesteps away from it, but Nature's Prophet cancels it out. Febby is here as well. Sure, there's no more danger or action onto the Invoker. Gabby is fully given up on top lane. Even though it's just a Juggernaut up here. Moving down towards the bottom.
Maybe he's gonna be here for as long as it takes now. I've seen him do this so many times in Witch Doctor before. Like, especially, he's finished doing what he needed to do in lane. They killed the tower, and he's gonna stay near Kyo until Kyo feels like he doesn't need to have Febby nearby to protect him.
Safety play. Haste rune on Puck though, this could open things up here for ACA. Don't have the Haunt just yet, they need that level 6 over on the Spectre, but G still going to make rotation down towards the bottom. Boo. Oh, he's hiding over in the trees actually, and flies solo with the dagger and the hit forward will catch him, and MP might be caught as well. Dream Core is available, the TP with the Sprout from the next cover, but he cuts himself through. Dream Core is finally dropped, but the TP away, he might just succeed. The glimpse back will secure the kill back onto MP though as ACA. Again, good movement, and now 2 for 6. They've turned a tragic laning phase into something beautiful.
Radiant's
While
bottom
Forever,
tower is under attack.
42 and 5 in last hits, but he needs to go and do something. G, he's up on the front line from Dubu, there's a chance now to kick as well. That puck is caught, spin forward, jump forward, orb away, fairy fire, Caster's bouncing back between them, and the Construct's not gonna land. They'll continue chasing through with the other side perfectly placed under the puck as well. The Nature's Prophet trying to TP out, looks like he will succeed in escaping. The MVP Phoenix, save their tier 1. They kill off some of these really, really valuable targets.
And ACA, I think, undermined a lot of their hard work. They were starting to look very good. They were starting to, you know, gather a bit of momentum and the lead there. Those 2 kills, and now we're gonna lose another tower. They're gonna fall behind again. Interesting to see though the pressure on Kyo. It was a trend yesterday in the match where TNT beat MVP. Very much involved a lot of pressure on Kyo in the lane stage every single game. So this is something that I think teams are identifying more and more now as does go down to the multi.
And the Sunstrike from Kyo.
Disruptor could die too, right? If Dubu hits the roll, this is an easy kill.
Maybe set it up for him. Hit the roll. Very far. The life for so long, and this TP in from Pick Bounty Hunter. Yeah, I didn't think he'd complete that one, but he does actually pop out a dust there, so Dubu have that one wasted thanks to Bounty Hunter extending that TP duration. Missing. First for the puck, and he's 800 gold away from his Blink Dagger.
And the problem that's maybe gonna be initiation. That's the
Hero that starts up, and the first launch of the game comes through for the Invoker. The Ice Ball is dropped into duo. Spin low. The Rune Call's down, and MP's caught in the spread as well, but As comes back through from Bebby and slows things down tremendously. It looks like MVP. They want to commit onto the Spectre, but it's not going to be enough damage to kill off Gabby. Oh, your Earth Spirit or your Juggernaut is still going.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
The thing about the, I mean, in theory it should be fine for MVP if between MP and Q one of them has a good game, the other one's a bit slow to start. But for some reason it just feels like based on their relative playstyles, they're much more comfortable when Q is the one who's having the great starts. And I just feel like a lot of the time recently where they're challenged in the early game, there's a relation where Q has got a few early on in lane. And this game it probably won't have that much of a lasting effect because Invoker still farms back to the Midas, and once he's got the Midas, it's just the way Invoker works. He's just gonna spend minutes farming and probably end up being top net worth, honestly, and striking people.
Like once you get the Midas, it's delayed, it's slow here, you know, 10 minutes in is not the best timing to go. Okay though. Doom's gonna go into the Vlad's, go for like the aura trap there. Bringer, while Forev, your Omni Slash ready up again, and that's why they're gonna go smoke and look for a target to pick off. The Spec of course is likely culprit. Gabby hiding behind tier 2. One out, dude. Forev, he needs to progress as well, because this is one roll Juggernaut pretty much. From that aggressive tri lane, you need farm on this guy. Gahan as well as Gabby. They are moving towards mid, but the vision here will come across onto the... maybe not quite just yet. They see him now though. Actually looping in onto these targets, because mid there's still a tier 2 standing, which can't walk past. Bottom lane, the puck is slippery, the roll across. Well, and then should secure the kill on the Disruptor. Duo will find it with a Sunstrike. Side is completed while the spin goes through onto Fly Solo, the dust is there, and Forev has the Omni Slash as well as he wants to actually use it, but he doesn't have to. The Doom onto G. The puck is caught, and he's glanced up now. Forev has the healing ward available. Gabby jumps in with the Horde, but that Omni Slash perfect. Onto the Ninja, dropping the casting bouncing back between them as well. The Doom takes down the puck, and now Gabby the Spectre is caught. 5-man wipe for MVP. That was just so pure.
And again, I want to point to the fact that part of this, I think, is that there's no defensive capabilities from ACA. When MVP initiated on them, the options that ACA have, like, cut our losses, let a few people die, or just charge in and try to kill them. You don't have any kind of, like, save that person, then go back in. Has to put you in a snowball. There's no Earthshaker to pressure, there's no Dazzle to grave you, or OD's defensive Astro you. And I think it does go partially back to the fact that you've got bots who are completely sort of one-dimensional. Who do help to catch a Q earlier though, and gonna be a track gold for everyone. So when they're on the offensive, these supports are insane value, but these spirits catch the
high ground vision. Very nearly. So looks like he's okay. Grove will not find the kill. E on the puck has his blink. Spectre. Aids and Urn. We've seen Spectres come back from worse situations than this, while Nature's Prophet of course is continuing bombing from the phase drums into the Maelstrom, whichever kind of direction he wants to go to. Forev, I'm just going to reiterate this, he still is this literal Juggernaut phase drums now with the Yasha. Flying space here for QO and MP, just farming up, you know, farming in the meantime, Dust. Now the Fly Solo's already backed himself away. We're not going to be able to scout out the Bounty Hunter. E.
That'll be a wasted smoke. Pretty fortunate. Actually no, they had a ward there, so I guess that was deliberate from Puck to really block the smoke gank and blink away the smoke coming out.
MVP just don't have to do anything. They can allow ACA to come to them if they want to. They can They're only aggressive and push into tier 2s if they want to. They can go into Roshan if they want to. But I think the safest option here is just to keep split farming lanes. Make sure the Invoker yam up, get into the Yule Scepter, have the Blink Dagger available, the Aghanim Scepter from there on. Make sure it's smooth sailing while the rest of you apply pressure somewhere. Spectre isn't having that smooth sailing situation. Make sure he's not farming freely. Hero will get tracked up the top and jumped on. The TP out. Glimpse cancels it, so he cannot get himself back to Fountain. Well, as MVP, they don't get value anywhere else on the map because it was available with the Haunt in that kill. So the Roshan instead.
Hero is not 1 for 5. I mean, the number of times this game we've seen the entire team converge on him. I almost feel like MVP, they've got to know by now, because this was happening to them in all the games yesterday too. This is the way that enemy teams play against them. They're just like, let's all group up and gank Hero. They need to start thinking of ways to get good trade-offs when that happens, or make sure that it's worth their while and not too bad.
All little bouncy. Track out, so the Doom is down. They're going to go for double target here. Flysol is spun out while over on the side. G doomed into Sunstrike for Dubu. Still chasing that one out while over to the side. Omnislash finally comes through from Forever. Goes back, one more swipe and he clear up and then drop it. That healing ward out. Bevy will secure the kill on into Isihan with the help of the Nature's Treant. Little guy casted, bounces back and forth. Dubu and kills the Dream Core onto MP, but the Doom is over and G finally gets some spells to cast, but with their lives while MVP can go back into Roche Pit. Hero's on his way with Forge Spirits and Alacrity.
Pack very nearly died. I was following up with the Doom and Earthspirit kept throwing more spells out, and I think the final kick was just slightly too late. Doom ended and Pack managed to use the one.
I'm trying to test this, it looks like. Prophet is alive and Isihan's Disruptor. Shield is there, but Roshan is dead, and Aegis is taken by the Invoker a little bit slow on the mark there. Hero chased Gabby, who walked into the pit, and G's going to blink forward aggressively as well, but Cyber already gets the spin down, and G has to come and stop all further back towards the south, but look at Gabby, Sunstrike will land on his head and take him out. Here's the Hound chased out now by MP and QO. Well, Dubu and Forev having time of their lives over here with the Magnetize down, and a great double stun. They kick across, Dubu catches Fly Solo and G with the orb across, Baby cannot die. Up on the high ground, the blink aggressively will ensure the kill there at long last. This pot is going to have the easiest of escapes, especially with the silence and stuns coming out of MVP.
What do you make of the Rush Diffusal Blade on Juggernaut? It's interesting. It's like, I think it's actually just a really good fighting item. Like, sure, it might be anticipating Ghost Scepters, but I think just ever since they changed the Purge, where there's like no cooldown, charging into fights and like trying to snowball it. Yeah, that's a very deep scout from Bounty, and I was also taking a look at that. And commit the horns, so track kill. Yeah, but if the having that Diffusal Blade in the Juggernaut this early almost makes it as if like the kind of chaseability of the track and the glimpse, you have something similar in the sense of like if there's a 5v5 clash and MVP start winning it, no one's really gonna be able to get away if most of the Juggernaut's alive.
Dagon. No Yules. The zap damage. Advantage here. Track kill from time to time. Put up that gold income quite significantly. Yeah, Diffusal Blade on Juggernaut. I really thought that would be a Yasha into a Manta style to get rid of tracks, get rid of silence. Diffusal Blade works in a similar way, but you've also got the aggressive options. The ACA heroes.
MVP actually were indecisive early on in that fight at the beginning. They doomed the pack, but other people were going for other targets. And I think that in a fight where they get Doom on pack at the beginning, they almost always should win that fight convincingly. Team's kind of coordinated in what they're trying to do. So that's the, I mean, pack going for the Dagon to me is like sort of, because it's confident. Jesus is confident to not always get doomed in these fights. It has happened twice already this game. Something that the pack needs to try to play around.
Dire's top tower has fallen.
MVP, they're pinging out high ground, and honestly, 17.5 minutes in, I don't blame them with what they've got. Double Forge Spirits, Aegis on the Invoker. Forever can just pop the healing ward and jump forward now, looking for that Omnislash target.
Dire's top tower.
Why solo? Just keep tracks going out, keep the vision over onto MVP while the rest of them's push, and some kind of value elsewhere on the map because AP looks too unstoppable here.
Waste of a Wrath of Nature. They're just gonna heal it all off with the ordinary restoration, so...
Now with the combo out, not perfectly placed, Acion going to drop low and the kick is dropped, catching 3 of them on this side, down to the place, Solo is jumping in between them, Skemblu's nearly dead as well, Purge down and killed off. It is Prophet dead to right, while Forev flicks forward aggressively again, the kick, the smash, Dubu. He just keeps the Magnetize going, doesn't really care, he's not killing anyone off because on the back end they're taking down Rax. Qo, re-summon forward crits in a couple of seconds time, and while Forev will just pummel into these barracks. ACA pop their ultis, they've used their combo, they've lost their Rax already. MVP fake back here potentially, the kick dodged by the face shift there from the pot. Go Invoker. Wait around too long. Right, he does. Now they send back on the G, he overcommitted for that kill. Isahan looks like he's going the same way with a death ward placed down toward the south. The Sunstrike not going to land onto his head, but Gabby. Very little expected to do. The jump forward aggressively against Qo, nearly going to die, but still got the Aegis. The puck continues fighting, but 4 heroes alive, 5 once the Invoker's back up again, ready to battle, fly solo. They have any reveal. Dude, still chasing this one down, they've got the dust, they've got something, they've got the dust on them now, the other one's finish him up. Well, ACA, they just want something, some kind of pride back in from this one. The purge through, Ron to Gabby, the Sunstrike not even needed, as fly solo comes back into things. G's puck, and Skemblu on the next drop to kill off Qo. They finally get something worth their efforts, they kill off 3. Lost so much in this exchange, I don't even know if this is worth it anymore. MP tries to purge stuff off himself, but he'll lose his life as well. He comes out of that with a triple kill.
Winning the fight at this point is inevitable when you commit that many buybacks, and MVP have been out there for so long, used everything, none of them have gone back to heal yet. The original fight is the one that matters more, the one that leads to Raxing, and I just feel like ACA are too indecisive there. If you're playing against the Healing Ward and the Voodoo Restoration, they're both pretty much maxed at this point, or level 3. You have to kind of go in and burst someone, or not go in at all, and what we saw there was kind of, first the Wrath of Nature, literally all the Wrath of Nature damage got healed off. Then the puck went in with the horns, and then like kind of jumped back out, the Disruptor put the ulti down, but wasn't quite catched, like... You sort of have to have this secure, like, we're definitely about to burst someone down plan, otherwise there's just too much healing on the side of MVP and they're gonna fight through you for sure.
Not that much healing out from ACA, they've got the mech on the bounty, but that's about it. Throw the magnetizing from Dubu, he single-handedly forced 3 heroes back into the fountain, stopped the fight, stalled things up, and allowed MVP out to the full lane of barracks. Duo.
Yeah, it goes back to the support combination, right? It's like, neither of them have inherent defensive capabilities at all, or healing or anything like that, so you buy a mech, sure, got that. Witch Doctor's just got Voodoo Restoration, that's just part of the hero. Yeah, and the Witch Doctor's a hero that can also be aggressive, but also got the defensive capability.
They are hunting Qo here. Be able to kill him off. Native Wrath will hit Qo, and I think he'll know that someone's standing around him. He's going to run himself away. There's no track. Ice Wall dropped. That Spectre gave it all away with the invisibility showing out that the Native Wrath was available. Oh god.
Whatever that was.
Yeah. And that's something that he did last game as well. Do you remember I said
bottom
like
lane.
MVP were fake backing at bottom lane? Yeah. And it's just like, somehow misses the memo. Like I almost feel like their TeamSpeak dies for a few seconds and doesn't realize that no one's chasing anymore.
That's a very lucky kill for Forev.
And stupidity.
Very lucky. Play creeps around, Spectre haunts there as well, but still gets the swipes onto the Spectre. Here they're just looking for bottom tier 2 and bottom racks. I think here top lane has to be dealt with by ACA solo. He's MP. Wards are coming out, because MP with the Shadow Blade now available, obviously. Invis Doom dealing with that. You can use the purge creep purge to purge yourself now. They fixed it, right?
Yes, I think so.
You were able to do before. Yeah, now. Still, it's 120 mana, maybe not worth it right now with tracks to wear off in a couple of seconds away.
It's psychological. He's like, you can see me, I don't care. Come at me.
High ground defense is difficult. So you go in with a puck like that, but then what? Wait, you cooldowns, because MVP can heal it all back up. Giving wards with restoration like you were saying on top lane, it just doesn't do that much. And now it's the Boulder Smash. To Isihan. Couldn't commit, they're just so focused on his Barrett and MP. He's invis and he's doing up the pocket on the back end, they caught out this initiating. Oh jeez. No flyback available, AcA might just lose right here. Disrupting comes back on, but the Boulder Smash is not barely stretches back onto that Spectre. But with the Magnetize out, Zubu clears up a number. Foro flicking aggressively even further forward, good for more, but it's GG well played. AcA tap out. MVP Phoenix get the 2-0 victory here and will be facing up against Fnatic in the best of 5 grand final.
The third qualifier in a row, and Fnatic have won the last 2, so
Don't jinx
MVP
it.
got something. Yeah, just I mean, I feel like it's not, like, in my opinion, more of these tournaments need to be directly inviting one of those 2 teams. I think it's a bit of a travesty that they both did so well at the Shanghai Major and they keep fighting each other in the finals of a qualifier for big lands.